So this is one interesting car guy, I gotta tell you. He's proud of the stuff on the other side of this wall. But you know us, we're interested in the ugly things, and they're on the side of that wall. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, look here. Yeah, this is so cool. Check this out.
This van's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. How does a Lamborghini wind up in here? Those are key words. You said just because it's rare doesn't mean it's valuable.
Yes.
So we could, that's biblical right there. Soon after we left the Bronco that we discovered, I think it's 17 minutes in Mississippi, we drove here to Jackson, Mississippi. We parked this car, my old pal Woody, we parked it in a building here called The Vault in Jackson. It's a car sales and storage facility owned by a really cool guy named J.D. Pass. So we're back here because on that side of the wall, there's some beautiful cars he has for sale. But on that side of the wall are the ugly things that we came here to look at.
Watch your step.
All right, so this is your showroom. So what do you have here that you're proud of? I know some cars you've held on to for a long time.
Well, everybody asks me that, and I don't know. There's a couple cars I really like. This is dead money, is what I call it. I mean, you can actually, there's a sign over it that says dead money. And it was a vision of mine to build because we had the Grateful Dead touring bus. And then this was going to be something to go along with it. And so my vision was to take this, it's on a 3/4 ton Ford chassis, it's 232 Fords put together, panel wagons. I was going to make the doors suicide, a dual wing door open here, bomber seat sitting here, big flamethrower here. Then these were all going to be, you know, everybody calls me cowboy, so I was going to make these running boards wrapped like my saddles, you know, in saddle leather. But my favorite part is my ducktails back here.
Wow.
Because all that leather would come around here like this. And so my idea was to cut this out where this will raise up. And as you can see in the back, the chassis is just the perfect height to put a joey bed in on a RV. So I can raise this up, slide it out, and I'm gonna have an ice cream machine and ice deal so I can go to the car shows and make homemade ice cream to give to the kids.
Jeez.
That was my vision. We want to get the kids and people involved. Our business is shrinking. Anything we can do to help make it, bring more people into it and enjoy the car enthusiasm, that's what we're gonna do.
Our kid, I mean, if a kid could stand on this thing on the bumper and stuff, that's amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, look here.
Now you were showing me this caddy before.
This is a 1931 Cadillac.
All right, so I want you to pay attention. A 31. So Ford was building a Model A in 31, a little rattly 4-cylinder. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just want to show you what Ford was building. Cadillac, that's an overhead valve V8.
Yes, sir.
Holy mackerel. Like, you know, that looks like an engine out of a North Star from the 90s or something.
And it does. It's got a lot of North Star look to it.
Yeah.
It's really unique. It has the side mounts, suicide doors, and you was the cat's meow in 1931. If you was riding around in this, you was a playboy. You had some money. This car sold for $3,600 new in 1931.
When a Model A would have been like $500.
600. Yeah. It's somewhere around 600. There's a lot of story with this car. And this is where you stepped up to get in the back. And this is something I like to show everybody over here on this side is the golf bag.
Oh yeah.
This is your golf bag storage. So it actually had space for your golf clubs. So this was a Playboy's car in 1931.
Now one thing that, this is my generation right here. Not that I ever owned one, but a lot of friends did in high school. If this van's a rockin', don't come and knockin'. Tell me about this.
Oh, well, let me turn it on. I want to really show it to you. So you got all the lights, and you know, I love this thing. And this is about me in your era, you know.
Wow.
But this is, what I loved about this was more than just the simplicity of the interior was it's got a 440 in it.
Factory?
Factory 440 Magnum in it. Now there were some that were really.
Order a 440 in a van. Holy mackerel.
I know. But what I was wanting to do is find me a 1-horse trailer to put on the back of it and wrap it like that. And then we would be a stud going down the road.
Stud. Oh, gee. Talk about the movie car. What is that?
This is out of the Transformer Royal Knight. This
Do you
is a
seek
Tesla.
out like famous cars, movie star cars, or celebrity cars, or whatever?
I seek anything that I find value in. And so when you walk around it, it's pretty cool. Got an LS motor in it. And but you start looking at all the welds and seams and the goodies on it. It's a fun little ride, and it's the right year model for a Blazer.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is something that I really, really like. This is 101. This is a 25 Wilcox delivery truck. The copper bollards and radiator and the work. This was what a man worked in every day.
What's a bollard?
These right here.
Is that just decoration?
No, it's like a push bumper.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. That was ahead of
So,
time.
isn't it, yeah, it's pretty neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing about this truck is it drives well, but think about the people that drove. They wasn't as big as me and you. They were little in 1925. So a man sitting up there and you drive this with that big steering wheel, you got some meat on you. It's pretty well appointed.
1925.
Yeah, it's the only one that's ever built.
They only built one truck?
Wilcox built cars for several years, trucks, but this in 25 they only built this truck. Now 36 Lincoln, you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, let's look at that Lincoln. Yeah. So what did I see here? Ringling Brothers. What does this have to do with Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey?
This was owned by Richard T. Ringling of Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. He drove this car from his ranch right before he got cancer. They had a ranch in Montana. They'd leave New York and go to Montana. And this is what he drove. This car would run 120 mile an hour, weigh 6,000 pounds. And they only built 2 of these cars. They built 10 Bruin body cars in the year 1936. This is a V12. This is something I think is really neat. Now you can go ahead and get up there and say, this is an all wood door.
So this is not metal?
No, that's wood.
Even the outside?
No, I see it's been skinned. Isn't that
It's got
something?
weight to it.
Yeah, and it shuts
That's
just
a
so easy.
100-pound door, I bet. Can
Oh,
I shut it?
Yeah.
You let me?
Yeah, just shut it easy. Look at that. They don't make doors that shut like that anymore.
No.
And this is wood.
Yeah.
Henry Ford was real big about everything being wood, you know.
Yeah.
Wanted to be wood. He wanted to control the rubber tree plants. Hop up in there and sit in there and feel like Richard T. Ringling was about 6'6". And this is how
No
you
kidding.
traveled. Yes.
I'm sitting where he sat?
Yes, sir. You're sitting where he sat.
Bring
and
me the elephants.
That's right.
So how long have you owned this car?
I've owned it twice. I owned it once and I sold it. And my wife, we had a lot of pictures with my daughter in it. And one day it was her birthday and we was in an old car and I said, I need to get you a driver, drive you around all day. And she said, if you're gonna do that, get me our old Lincoln back. So I bought this car and it'll probably never leave.
What a beautiful, beautiful car. I love the Greyhound. Man.
And I'll show you something else that's kind of neat. You may not know this. Well, these original hood ornaments, that tail is got a space in there. It's not tied to the reproductions or the old ones. And so you get, this is the original one. And to find the original hood ornament with that tail still on there, not broke, is pretty significant.
All right, now on to the cars we're here to see. Hey guys, Hagerty Marketplace has auctions you can trust from a name you know. It's free to sell with dedicated support before, during, and after your auction. Hagerty Marketplace Auctions makes it easy to get the most out of your car. Click the link in the description below to find out more. So who would imagine would have to come all the way to Jackson, Mississippi to find what I think is the only collection of, I'll call them barn find exotic cars that I've ever seen. I mean, we've found Ferraris and Cobras and Panteras, Sunbeam Tigers and things like that. But I've never found a Lamborghini barn find car, or Aston Martin, or Maserati, Jaguars. But this man has made a habit of buying them. And so he's invited us. Have at it, boys. Here we are.
Yes.
How does a Lamborghini wind up in here?
Well, as I stated earlier, it's about collections. So if we can buy this and we can keep the talent to do something with them, like this project, I've got an ambition to make a track car out of it and put an LS motor in it and chassis. I have the Lamborghini parts all over there, but these cars, they just don't command the value and even in good shape that it would take for the labor and cost to overcome that. So why not take, just like you said, you don't see them.
Yeah.
Make it something cool with some modern technology and have a rotor track car with it.
It's a nice car. The paint's nice. How does it fall into this repair?
Well, from my understanding, the gentleman that had these cars, I got 31 from him.
31 cars.
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
Out of those 31 cars, he had a mechanic that would come in and start fixing stuff. And he'd disassemble it until, as you see, cases of parts. Never put anything back together.
So was he a hobbyist? Did he have a shop?
The man was a hobbyist. He was a professional businessman who loved cars. Unfortunately, he got in bad health and they sat for about 10 years. And then another 10 years went by after his passing. And that's how I acquired them. And they were in various stages of disarray.
What was the work to be done on this to tear it down to this level, I wonder?
Well, I believe that he bought this car from Copart.
Oh.
And he had visions of trying to put it back together.
I see.
Now, however, when it came from Copart, it wasn't in this bad a disarray. And I have a black car as well as this. And so they may have even been robbing some parts back and forth of the others. So
if you were to put this back to the way it was,
it cost 150, 200 grand, and I'd get 85 out of it. It just doesn't make sense.
It's just math. I get it. I get it. Wow.
And unfortunately, that's what happens to so much of this. And people ask me all the time what to invest in or what to buy. Just because it's rare doesn't mean it's worth anything. And just because there was it's a exotic doesn't mean it's worth rebuilding.
So those are key words. You said just because it's rare doesn't mean it's valuable.
Valuable, yes.
We could that's biblical right there. That's amazing. So, okay, a Jaguar E-Type.
Oh, yeah.
We all have feelings in our hearts about these cars.
V12.
No, that's a
true
that's
knockoffs.
a 6.
Or I mean, this is a 6. Yeah, this is 600. But the other one I have is a V12. But this in here got the true knockoff wheels on it, all the parts, and this is just another example of some of the stuff I got out of that deal. It's so fun.
It looked like this was a restoration project that wasn't finished.
All of it was. That's what I was saying. I went in there and I raised the door and I was like, are you kidding me? None of them run. They've been tinkered with, tore apart, wiring harnesses pulled out, whatever the reason it was. And then they just were forgotten. I mean, just imagine having to chase these parts down and never finishing it. So these are parts in boxes.
This is a bumper.
Yeah.
So this was stripped down,
and
all
ready.
the chrome.
Yeah, and ready to be done.
Yeah. Wow.
So they took the time and effort to start this project, never finished it.
Short
They would get bored. Yeah, short attention span is probably a key word to this whole deal. Yeah, here's another one. This is a manual transmission car, which is very rare. A lot of these cars, especially in 72 and 73, were automatics. So you get into the SC3 series and the V12s, those cars are...
Well, we got one right over there. It's almost identical to this, right?
Yeah, but they're commanding $250,000 in concourse quality.
And so this is a stick shift V12.
Yes, sir. With the hard top.
Oh, so the keys are right here. So
Yeah.
Can I take it for a spin?
Yes, go get in it. Take off. You have to put the motor in. It's in a crate back here.
Jeez. So this is a newer generation of that.
Yes.
I think that's a Series 1.5.
Yes,
It's
sir.
got the rockers, switches on the dash, not toggle switches. And this is the last gen. What do you call it? Series 3 or 4?
Yes, sir. Series 3.
Yeah.
The SC3.
Now, that's got a motor like this motor,
Yes.
V12, a fantastic piece of work, but oh my God, I wouldn't want to have to work on it. What about this car? I mean, what a sad case this is.
It's sad because they just let it sit outside.
Yep. I'm going to show you.
And at one point, these cars wasn't worth $2.
Right.
But now, as I'm telling on myself a little bit, but I graduated in 1982, so I'm 60 years old. So what was
You're a
popular? I wasn't going to go there, but since you went there, you'll relate very well. These cars literally have started coming, they're what we remember.
Show me where the spark plugs are in this.
Oh, you got to go get another guy to do that. You got to get a mechanic. You couldn't see them if you had to. The old adage about Jaguars is you got to have one for the shop and one to drive all the time.
There's nothing more expensive than a cheap Jaguar.
That's right. And that's probably why this is set out there in the woods.
This sat in the woods.
Well, set out under some trees there at this barn.
Wow. I noticed this Maserati, it's got a manual gearbox, and this Aston Martin's got a manual gearbox. They're both convertibles. That's a rare
That's a rare deal in itself. People don't realize it, but both of these cars are the same way. This, and I don't leave it. There's the motors in a box back there too. Let's look under here real quick. Yeah, the motor's going in this one.
An LS would go in there.
Yeah, we drop an LS in it and get it back going again.
You know, I'm a Ford guy, but I love LSs. So look how clean that is. This must have been a low mileage car.
It was, and again, why they did this is beyond comprehension because they just killed the value.
Right.
I mean, I don't think there's many people besides me that even buy this car.
Yeah.
And they're not giving anything for it.
Phew. And so what is
and I really don't want to be in the parts business, so
is
I
this
don't
sitting
know.
here until you sell it?
Till I figure out what to do. It was a small investment, and
so if anybody watching this video said I could use that car, can they contact Hagerty?
Or call me, yeah.
Yeah. So the interior on this car is okay. The interior in that Maserati is like, what a shame.
Yeah, it's in bad shape. Yeah.
God. I can't see the mileage because it's electronic.
Right.
Wow. But I bet it's low mileage. I mean, look at it. Thing's beautiful. Wow. All right. Did this come from the same collection?
Yes, it did.
It did. So he had a feeling for American things too.
I think probably he just, at some point, wanted to keep buying.
So tell me what you know about this car.
Well, it's basically a Thunderbird. It's the small Thunderbird. It's not the E-type or the F code. It's a pretty honest car for what I've seen on it. It's a great parts car. It's something that Amos Minner would charge you $10 million to restore, and it would look brand new. But as a matter of fact, I seen Mr. Amos this weekend, and
he's still selling cars, huh?
Still, him and his son, yes.
Man.
And I think the world of Mr. Amos. But these cars were fun, just like we were talking about earlier in the drag racing day. When these cars first come out in 55, 56, which they made a few changes in the brakes from 55 to 56, including the top and the porthole top and stuff. But these would outperform the Corvette. Now, that was short-lived, as we was talking about, and Corvette has absolutely taken the platform to new heights that supersede exotic and supercars now.
Yep.
But this here was one of the first really street racers built for street racing, lightweight, that Ford come out with. And it was a Playboy's car, too. You know, you could go race, race on Sunday when you homologate, but put your arm around your girlfriend on the same day is what I would say. Mm-hmm. Just top down, go right around the lake, and then go win you a little money to take her to dinner at night racing. It's a manual car, which is a manual transmission, which is very rare. Yes, sir, 3-speed.
It says 42,000 miles. There's no way to know.
I couldn't promise that would be real.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me. A lot of these old cars at 40, 50,000 miles, they wasn't built the last 150, 200,000 miles.
There was a Mississippi car, 1994, last on the road. So
yes, sir.
Been off the road for 31 years.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That back tire's seen better days.
And the cats have made home in it, it looks like. And
so what are you going to do with this car?
Same thing.
Just sit on it until you decide?
I'm probably going to have an auction online on my platform. My concern is not giving it away.
Yep.
Because if I put it up online, it's going to sell for whatever it sells, regardless of price. And I don't want a $25 car.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep. So if people want to look at your auctions, what's this?
Go to sonicbidder.com or go to thevaultms.com.
There's, I want to just take a look at that chassis over there, because that thing has so much potential. Tell me what this chassis is. I know, but
it's a Corvette.
Corvette, what year?
Corvette chassis. I don't even know the exact year. I don't know if I even have a title to it. I probably have a bill of sale to it, but it's going to be a C4.
So LS motor, transaxle,
yes,
torque
sir.
tube.
Everything ready to go.
I mean, I don't know. Could you put a 32 Ford body on there or something?
If your 32 is going to be a little long, but we could probably. I've been thinking about that, the very thing, trying to shorten it, and I haven't. I got to find the right wheelbase because I really don't want to get into chopping it. Mm-hmm. And there's certain things, like you can put a Mercury under the F100 and a Crown Vic and those kind of things. If I can find something that I really like that I can swap out with, that's probably what I want to do.
Yeah, but you got it just like this.
Yes, sir.
From the same guy.
Same guy.
I'd just like to have a half-hour conversation with that guy.
Well, I would too, but he's been gone for a little while. Maybe one day we'll get to talk to him and wonder why I get the answers.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, what were you thinking with all this?
And did this come from the same guy?
No, that was just a deal we kept at the hunting camp.
So why am I seeing so many of these things on the road lately? They're like, they must be bringing them in from Japan.
They are. They're bringing them in from Japan, and you know, they're pretty fun little rides. This is a Daihatsu. They make several different versions of this. And, you know, they run 50, 60 mile an hour down the road. And they got a little 4-cylinder in them or a 3-cylinder or 2-cylinder. And they just, you know, this in here we kept at the deer camp and it'd just plow through anything. I liked it because I just take off through the brush and it was like a little goat just running through things.
So here's all your parts. I mean, like, wow, chrome wire wheels. What are these for?
A Jaguar.
Wow.
And then there's some MG wheels right there. You see those stacked up there.
So these are all
And that's a
parts for
windshield.
all
I
the
believe
cars.
this is a windshield for that Lamborghini. That's $7,000 sitting right there.
Jeez. And this looks like Lamborghini because
Yeah, this is all out. This is out of that for that parts for that Lamborghini
So
right there.
you and your guys had to figure out what goes where, put it in the right box.
And I wouldn't guarantee that everything goes in the right box to that right car because we might have picked up something that was to another car sitting beside it. It was all piled up just about like what it looks like here, but scattered all over the floor. Have you seen them putting Jaguar engines in that tractor?
No.
Yeah. So, and that's what one of these engines may go in.
Well, so you're saying somebody's putting Jaguar engines in Ford tractors?
Oh yeah, this is a whole big culture now. I can't even
Obviously, I
say.
missed out on it.
It's a cult culture, especially overseas in India, and they're taking these tractors and they're spending thousands of dollars. They've got chrome wheels and they got this thing sitting up here this tall with big custom chrome wheels, and they do wheelies in them. And so,
So it's a V12 motor they put in?
yes, and they put all kinds of motors
And they
in them.
made it up to the gearbox?
Yes, sir. So if anybody wants to take my visions and make them reality, it's here.
Sir, you know,
Was.
usually we're going through swamps and you know, there's vines and mud and you get to the end of the trail and there's a rusty something or other. This is clean, well lit, and the cars are very different than we've ever seen before.
Well, if you want to go get muddy, we can go get muddy and get in the swamp with you.
Nope. This is my only pair of shoes with me. That's it. Sometimes you find cars in the woods, and sometimes you find them in a warehouse in Jackson, Mississippi. Happy hunting.